welcome to the FPL USA Press Play Podcast. We've got a full suite of awesome FPL managers. Maybe that's going a little far, but there's at least one good FPL manager here in the mix. I'm Bucks. It's for certain not me, as you already know if you're a loyal listener. I'm joined by both of my co-hosts, Brian and Dan. Lads, say hello.
Ahoy! Good
Hello.
to be back after the long, lonely international break, but it could not have come at a better time for me because my squad is in shambles. So I've muted basically all my FPL chats for a week. I needed a detox coming off of just putrid game week. But other people, like our guest here, are on Wildcard. So we have a lot of FPL momentum to cover and then highlight the transfer window closing and the matches to come. So without further ado, Blackwell, if you want to introduce our esteemed hashtag FPL USA legend of the elite tier, one of the best managers out there in FPL USA history, the young man himself, the Asian sensation, at FPL_Hunt.
I would argue that he
Save
is
some for Dan.
I would argue that
glazing started. Oh yeah, there we go.
I would argue that he
Blazing.
is the best FPL USA manager but this guy pisses me off. I'm going to start ranting right now. It's like, he comes up with the most ridiculous teams with the most random players and still wins every single season. You drive me mad, Connor, but we love you.
All right, Brian killed it last year though. Brian won last year. Okay.
He did.
It's true.
It's
true.
Took a break.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
You're a very, very good manager. You're an analytics manager, I would say. You don't like to admit it all the time, but you are for sure. So it's FPL
I use the
_Hunt.
robots.
The robots.
What's up, guys? Happy to be here. Happy to shoot the shit. Happy to talk to Dan again because it's been a while.
That's right.
FPL this season, it's going pretty good. Like game week 1 killed it.
Oh, game week 1. Let's highlight that quickly.
Yeah,
Connor,
let's do the quick
quite
recap where we
impressive.
stand right now. Hunt, tell the listeners what's going on with your team so far. 3 game weeks, how many chips you use, how many points you got, rub it in our faces. Bragging is
So
allowed.
game week 1 was bench boost. This was planned. It was just going to be 3 weeks, and then I always wanted a wildcard 4. And game week 1 and killed it. It was almost 100 points, and that was like top 6K because Ballard. I mean, you guys talked about it that week. All planned. I knew that would happen, obviously.
Yeah,
17
nice crystal
points.
ball effect.
17
Yeah, it was the
points from
highest
that.
of the week.
Wow. Epic.
So basically,
Epic
that was the
goal.
best moment of FPL ever, probably, and I don't think you can really top that because he was 0% owned. Everyone was picking him on anti FPL. That was
I mean, to get not only the goal, the clean sheet, add a little DEFCON in there, Max Bones on your bench boost. So what did your
okay.
bench
I need to
boost end up
explain
having?
myself. It was 35 points on the best bench boost. Yeah,
Good
'cause
lord.
it was Reindeer, and then I don't remember like Verbruggen and someone else that didn't do anything. No, okay, let me explain
Dan,
myself.
you're taking this better than I thought. I thought you'd already be yelling. So
I've already
way to
had my
control
rants about
yourself.
this. I mean, he got more points in game week 1 than us 3 for the 3 weeks combined, I think. So, fuck this guy.
Okay, game week 2 and 3 though, I was also sadness with you guys. Okay,
True,
I feel
true.
like most engaged managers have been doing pretty badly. Just like Saka injury, Cunha injury, Palmer injury. Actually, I had like
Bums.
5 injuries. Yeah.
All these bums. But we got extra chips to deal with them. So
Yeah,
we're looking
now you're
forward
on
to
wild
diving
card.
into Connor's wild card a little bit later. But let's just quickly go over our scores from the rearview mirror from our game week 3. I'll go very quickly. I captained Chris Wood, and the Wood let me down. It was a limp Wood sighting, let me tell you. 4 points, pulled off at 72. He was my transfer in. I'm still happy to have him for these upcoming easy fixtures with, I think, Burnley and Sutherland, whoever's up next in the league for them. But it's not looking great, and then they fired their manager. I ended up on 40 points.
Nice.
That's pretty bad.
That's
Pretty bad.
not how you do
So
it.
I actually went from like 7.7 million to 8 million. Woo! Let's go.
Nice.
Let's go. We're on fuego over here. All right, next up, Dan. How'd you do?
I had a really good game week. I finished on 62 points. So I went up to the crazy heights of 4.5 million. I captained Bruno Fernandes for his 10-pointer. I also have Dewsbury Hall instead of Reindeers, and he is now on more points than Reindeer, so that was a good choice. After all, he got 12 points. I did make 2 transfers. I bought in Ismail Assar and Mateta, even against you and Bucks telling me, don't do it, they're crap without Eze, but in hindsight, it was a good decision, apart from Sarr now got injured. The problem with mine, I got lucky though, because I made my transfers, and then I picked my team, and I forgot to hit save. So I ended up with Mateta on the bench, and Anderson subbing in. But Anderson got 3 points, Mateta got 5, so I'm only 2 points down, it's no big deal. But when that penalty went in, I was so pissed.
What a bum performance from your striker to get a goal and then gets the yellow card and then no bonus, and you're just like, wow, we get 5 points? That's
you take that green arrow. Take the green arrow and run, baby. I ended up on a green arrow.
You got to move your head into the picture. We're getting two-faced. There
we're on video now.
Yeah, you're not an empty seat, baby. You're the best manager on this podcast.
Is going on the YouTube feed. So keep your shirt on.
I only listen on Spotify.
Oh, there you go. Well, plug
there you
for
go. Shout out
following
to
us
Spotify
on YouTube
nerds
as well. You can show off your mug when we send it to your constituents.
Yeah, I had a good game week. How about you, Bucks?
I was going to say, Connor, this would be a great opportunity. You know, if you're still on the apps, you know, you take a photo with your less good-looking friends. This would be a perfect opportunity for that for you, man. Not only are you the best manager here, but I think we all end up on green arrows at least once this season, except you, right, Brian? You have a green arrow, Black Wolf. I have 1 green arrow. You have 1, Connor.
I have a big green arrow this week.
Oh, my.
Yeah, 60 points, 62
Does game
points.
Week 1 even count for a green arrow?
Nope.
I hope it does. That's the only one I got.
You have started. Yeah, so I end up on 50 points, same points as the average. I also had a kind of Wood failed to launch moment. He came into my team. Sarr gets a return. He's now injured. He's a problem I need to address, but I'll take the green arrow any way they come, as small or as large as they want to be. They all count in the end of the season. So let's quickly talk about 2 managers who tied for the manager of the game week. In game week 3, we want to give a shout out every week to the best manager in our free-to-enter podcast mini league. Tied at the top, El Magnifico, managed by Ged Ashton, and AFC Anak on free hit, managed by Agung Sodarso, 75 points each. I'm proud of that pronunciation. I'm going to give myself a little pat on the back. Both these managers, they got there in different ways, but they each captained Erling Haaland. They both had Bruno and Mbomo delivering double-point returns in midfield. So little golf clap to both of you managers. And if you want to get involved with us, deepen your love of our content, our free-to-enter prize mini league is code PELL04. You might be able to see Connor on that first page of the rankings. None of your 3 hosts are anywhere close to that rank. So we'll get there soon enough. I believe.
That's right.
Code
so please
again,
join us
Brian,
for
what's
that.
the code?
PEL04. We'll be closing after the next international break, but we really appreciate you guys engaging with us. We're going to be sending out some kits, some t-shirts, maybe even a little Skrilla, couple dollars, shekels to be sent across the world. So please get involved with that, and we're going to be hosting and posting top scores each and every game week. So, Bucks, without further ado, let's also focus on the community and walk through a few of the highs and lows from the game week. This is a new kind of segment just to vent, mostly vent. Some people are hitting their captains like Dan the man himself, but you can look at mine at the top here. Wow, I scored 40 bleeping points, another red arrow. That was definitely a low, whereas we also have some other just agony and misery and pain that our friends of the FPL community are in. Yeah. Mira down under, she ended up, I believe, on 26 points.
26 points, yeah.
Yeah, she was very sad. She had Aitnery plays for 0 points. She had the double Nottingham Forest clean sheet wipeout. She brought in Ismail Assar for the injured Palmer, who, yes, he scored, but then he also got injured. Then she had the injured Strand Larson, and she took him out for Chris Wood, who then did fuck all. So, and she feels like she might be missing a few. So yeah, it was a very, very bad week for Mira.
Yeah, let's shout out
crazy
a
how
fellow
many-
content creator, FPL Mez 8 Down Under. I think the three of us have all featured on her program
Yep.
last season and before. She's one of the good ones. So keep your head up, Mira. A lot of season left. Listen, we're ranked in the millions. So, there's only up and green arrows to come.
You keep saying that, Bucks, but I am not
You gotta believe it.
experiencing
Come
any
on.
of that.
You could just
Optimism.
delete the team, I think.
Yeah, close to it. Close
Save
to it.
the-
If I didn't
You
have
could
such
just
a
give
large,
Connor your password. He'll figure out a miracle to get you back in the top 10K.
yeah. Luckily, we got all these chips, but I made a
Yeah,
couple of
chips to
financial contributions to some leagues that I need to see through. So, since that's the case, I will not be deleting team. But if anybody else wants to delete their team, maybe I can get a green arrow and leapfrog one manager next week.
maybe. Let's keep it
Yeah.
going. FPL Underdog, aka David. He's saying his high was, the game week turned from a red to a green on that last game swing of this week with Sar, and he had Richards. He got a return.
Yeah, Chris Richards.
So, 5.5 million to 4.7 million. Listen, ranks don't matter, but all green arrows count. The low is that Sar, like many managers, I think he was one of the more popular
womp.
picks as a Palmer replacement. He's now out for probably the next month, maybe two. And he also brought in Chris Wood. So he had the same double move I did. Now we're kind of bent over a barrel here, having to use some free transfers. Not
I
great.
mean, we're all just guessing on that Sa thing, though. Like, I think it was one reporter that said it, and Sa himself after the game said, I'm going to be fine. So for all we know, it could be 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and he's already had 2 weeks off. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to panic until I see official news.
And he's cheap too, so it's
Yeah.
not like a
Yeah, just
massive
bench
deal
him,
if you have
maybe.
to bench him for 2 weeks. Like
Yeah.
you should be able to get a defender in for him, but still painful after
Yes.
scoring that goal.
Yes.
It's the best fixture.
What would you know about
next
paying
to also.
Black Wolf with 62 points to your name? Golly.
Hey, that's the first big green hour I've had in about 2 years. So.
Yeah. Past 3 years we're paying.
Yeah. We're emerging from FPL hell into FPL purgatory at this point in time.
Yeah.
Last but not least, we do want to shout out FPL Big Apple. Alex brought in 2 players who combined for a total of 3 points and 90-minute players.
Jeez.
And, of course, he's a little trigger happy. He likes to be an aggressive manager like me. And now they both have to be ripped from his team. So not
Womp
great.
womp.
You don't love that.
Yep. So a lot of lows from game week 4 or game week 3, and let's hopefully turn those around for game week 4. So
Connor,
let's,
you have a low from game week 3?
Well, I'm the same as Alex. I transferred in Cunha to cap. And I mean, that was pretty depressing. Because United actually, they've been attacking pretty well.
Mhm.
And then just to see him go off after 30, I mean, Burnley were there for the taking. But I did have Bumo as a high. I transferred
Nice.
him into.
So if you would have gone Bumo cap over Cunha cap, that would have felt a lot better.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. This guy needs to experience some downs in his young life. This can't be
I
all
don't know, he's got,
rose
what,
rose.
2 weeks in a
three
row.
or-
Soccer cap
3 or
was injured
4,
last week too.
Oh yeah, that's brutal actually to have 2 cap misses in a row when they get injured. At least you got points, I guess, from Saka cap. What do you get? 6 points before he got
Yeah.
taken off before 60. But
Yeah.
a bit of the FPL lords not giving you their praise.
All right, let's shake this off. All right, we're going to be all smiles, dials, and sexy profiles as we transition away from the highs and lows. And let's just quickly dive headfirst into the shallow end. Before we do a Game Week 4 preview, we do just want to talk about kind of the potent potables, the need-to-know information from the final day of the transfer deadline, and then some big news that's coming out of the end of the international break. So I think let's start with the transfers. I think kind of in bold letters, in, the flashiest of bright lights, we got Isak news. He's moving to Liverpool. New record transfer fee in the Premier League. 150 mil, I believe, was the number I saw. He's getting the move he always wanted, and the dream is kind of realized for Liverpool. I think they've kind of assembled that all-powerful attack that they've been saving up for, and he's 10.4 million in FPL. He looked like he was not quite fit for Sweden on the IB, but I think he's going to be a great option as early as game week 5. You guys agree?
He's a big wait and see for me because Like,
Yeah.
Ekatike has been playing so well in the forward position. It's going to be really harsh taking him out. Also, everyone just assumes that Gakpo is just going to drop out the team. He's been playing super, super well, and Arne Slot loves him. So, also you have to consider that Isak most likely won't be on penalties for Liverpool. It'll probably still be Mo Salah. So he's losing a lot of points there. So wait and see for me. I don't think he's someone to
interesting.
bring in even close to the next 3 game weeks.
Yep, I definitely agree there. There's no rush to spend 10.5 mil on a player that you have no idea on their nailness. Long term, you'd hope that he'd maybe start a lot of these Premier League matches, and that Ekatike is going to run riot in these Mickey Mouse Cup fixtures and maybe early Champions League, matches. But for FPL, it's a mess. It is definitely a mess, and you
got 5 starting great attackers.
Yeah, and so how does this affect Salah, who's been less involved so far in terms of the goals being spread around even more, since you have another prolific scorer on the team? So it's going to be really interesting to see what Slot does. But I mean, you take the talent every day of the week. For non-FPL, it's like, man, that depth up top, compared to bringing in dog shit Darwin off the pine last year, missing every single shot he took.
Yeah.
Like this is quite impressive. And Bucks, we're looking at Chelsea with a lack of strikers now, with the Lap injured, and you're like, man, that depth is something that you covet when you're playing 60 matches a year. So they're in a prime position to continue just racking up 3 or 4 goals. So we'll wait and see on Isak.
Connor, you agree on that? You also kind of practicing some patience with Isak?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you're bringing in this week, it's kind of crazy. He hasn't had a preseason. He played 20 minutes for Sweden. Like, he asked the Sweden manager to play. So if he's not getting any minutes and he's not ready, and then I feel like it's really harsh on Ekatike to take him out. And I think
you guys
going
are acting
forward,
like
though,
this is like your like little league team. These guys are professional athletes getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars a week. This is a business. Ekatike, I think we could all agree, is not as good as Alexander Isak. Yeah. So fuck him.
but
So
he
fuck him. He
will
can't be the starting number 9 for the Premier League
Isak will start
title
at
favorites.
some point, but 4, and I think even game week 5. Like, I was looking on Wildcard, I would even consider Ekatike just for 4
Really
or 5.
interesting. I feel like if you're not going to consider Isak, you shouldn't consider Ekatike either. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. I'm, of course, the contrarian. I think Isak, you just bet on the player. I'm not wildcarding, but if I was, I would have to think long and hard about saving that money to have an Isak-sized move in the near-term future, because he's that talented of a player. But again, that's not a problem.
We have so many transfers now. I wouldn't save money in the bank on a wildcard in 4 to bring in Isak potentially in 2, 3, 4 game weeks time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Enough of this talk. We're getting hung up.
Keep it
Let's
going.
go through the other news.
Vissa is the next domino to fall. He's going to Newcastle. They're saying it's the Callum Wilson replacement. They're also getting this guy, Voltamedi, from, I think I pronounced that right. I'll leave that live like it was. He's the number 9 for the German national team. Spend a lot of money on strikers, but I think Vissa is the one that we want to highlight at 7.5 million, likely to be on penalties. True kind of Premier League proven striker talent. He's going to be someone I think that's going to have FPL value very soon at 7.5 million. You guys feel that too?
I have the same thoughts as I do about Isak. I just don't know. Who knows who's going to start these games? You're saying Wissa was on penalties. I don't know. Is that a fact? I don't know for sure if he's going to be on penalties. I mean, I need to see both Liverpool and Newcastle play for the next 2-3 game weeks before I even consider bringing in any of their attackers. Even though they have good fixtures, I know Newcastle, for example, have Leeds next, so you probably do want an attacker. But is Wissa going to start right away? I don't know.
I mean, this goes for so many teams, right? It's like it's so early. We're working off of such small sample sizes. The transfer window just closed. You look at another player like Xavi Simons coming into Tottenham. It's like, is he going to start at the 10 or is he going to play 12 minutes the next match? I have no idea. There's so many of those players that are all wait and see. But I would say the majority of these players, like I'm excited that there's this influx of talent coming into have even more depth in the Premier League. So I think a lot of these signings are like super interested, but I have no idea like FPL relevancy. I would say, 5 game weeks from now we'll have a much better picture.
Yeah. That's why for people like Connor who have planned the Wildcard 4 from the start, I think it's a great choice because he's benefited game weeks 1 to 3. But I don't like it people who are wildcarding now out of panic because of injuries, because there's so many unknowns. I would hold your wildcard because of all these reasons, unless you've planned it like Connor did. That's my opinion.
Okay, let's go to the actual player. You mentioned Xavi Simons and Kolo Muani. They're both going to Spurs, 7 million mid and forward each. But I think the one that for sure we know is going to be starting in game week 4, those are the Manchester new goalies, and that's Donnarumma. He's coming in to be the new number 1 for Manchester City. A little cruel and harsh on the young lad Trafford, who's now going to be the number 2. 5.5 million for Donnarumma, kind of anchoring the Man City defense. I think that's fair price. And then Lamens to Manchester United is going to be the starter for 5 million on the crosstown rivals.
I just want to pour one out for all the managers who were hoping for that Ederson penalty kick. We waited so many years for just one attempt, and we never got it. So smiley face tattoo man himself is no longer in the Premier League. What a character that guy was. A lot of long balls for assists in FPL over the years, but I think after their defense fell off, he was never really relevant. So this Donnarumma guy is a fucking unit. So we'll see if he can do better with some shot stopping, because I think that's where Ederson was lacking, right? His shot stopping was like, a little mediocre. He could play probably every position on a pitch in League 3 in Brazil, but shot stopping not his forte.
Connor, any of these United goalkeepers anywhere close to your squad for game week 4?
No, they're not options. I mean, 5.5,
right,
you have Raya. 5.0, you have Sanchez. Or you can just go 4.5.
All right, I love it. The best manager has spoken. Let's go to the biggest news, I think, breaking this week. It's still a developing story, but Nottingham Forest, at the end of the international break, have officially moved on from Nuno, the Wolves manager, the Spurs manager, the former Nottingham Forest manager. He warmed our heart. He got them back into Europa competition. But now he's out, and Ange, the Australian sensation, he is back in. This is an absolutely chaotic move from where I'm standing. I mean, you could not pick 2 more different stylized managers. One of them wants to play very defensive and counterattacking, very solid. Everything needs to be in place. The other one is just all about chaos ball. So I'm going to toss it to you, Black Wolf, because I know you had a long love affair with Nuno when he was a Wolves manager. And then we'll do a quick around the horn about what we think are the impacts of this move and how Forest might kind of deal with the new situation here.
Yeah, I feel bad for this guy, man. He had Jeff Shee, the owner of Wolves, treat him like crap at the end. He had the Spurs leadership treat him like crap at the end. And now he has this Greek guy in charge of Nottingham Forest treating him like crack. Yeah, I feel bad for the guy. He's an amazing manager. Yes, he can play quite boring football at times, but he's very structured. He sets his teams up so well, and he gets results. So for them to fire him right now, right before Europe starts, and then to hire Ange Postecoglou, who doesn't match their squad whatsoever, I think it's a disaster. Their squad is built around defense and midfield security. 2 things that Ange has no idea about.
Yeah. And they're all big, slow, physical center backs. It's not like he has tons of speed in this team.
Exactly. So maybe it works out, maybe it doesn't. I have no idea, but I think it's a stupid thing to do right at this time.
If it works out, it's going to be the team will look radically different. It's not the Ange we knew before. If it works.
What do you think, Brian? You buying, you selling what the Forest ownership is doing?
Yeah, it's a big cluster bleep, isn't it? They were so close to Champions League football, and then for them to fall into this chaos just months later is crazy. But I don't know. We talked about this owner before. He's got his big belly out, and he's just like, my way or the highway. So send his ass packing.
Yeah, these are one of the perks of being a billionaire, right? You get to do whatever the hell you want. And it seems like it couldn't have been a firing based on performance. I think that's the most obvious thing. It seems to be there's a clash
got relegated a couple of seasons ago, so it's like, what the fuck?
I think the relationship went really sour when he came onto the field at the end of that game and just slated Nuno in front of all of the cameras and all of the crowd. I think their relationship has been bad ever since then.
For this one, I side with Nuno for sure.
100%.
Nuno, but listen, it's I think it's good for rival teams because at least when I look at it, Ange to Thomas Frank, clear coaching upgrade. I think it's a lot more questionable whether Nuno to Ange is going to be an upgrade, a downgrade, or kind of just kind of greener pastures on the same property line. So I think that remains to be seen.
Yep.
I'm curious what trophy they're going to win next season.
Yeah, probably that nobody cares about cup.
They're in what, Europa?
Yeah. They don't win this season, Brian. It's next season.
Yeah, next season. Second season always.
Gotcha. Yep, that's right. One other thing to call out from the international break and transfer window is Gahey. Oh my goodness, this man looks like he's nearly across the finish line to get his move to Liverpool. Everyone's salivating at a 4.5 million potential starting center back for Liverpool. And then, of course, the deal falls through at the last moment, and Crystal Palace decide, we don't want 35 million pounds. We'll just let him walk for free in the offseason. So pretty bizarre turn of events. Black Wolf, I know you were airing your thoughts on it across social. So what the fuck happened with this thing?
Yeah, I mean, I also got a lot of attacks from Crystal Palace fans after saying that. I mean, I felt bad for Gahey when all these other players have been pushing for moves and been like throwing their toys at the pram, as we say in the UK, like Wisa and Isak, and then they've been getting their dream moves. And then Gahey, because he was a model professional, he didn't complain whatsoever. He stays at Crystal Palace. However, I was rightly pointed out by a lot of Crystal Palace fans that he loves Crystal Palace. He's happy to stay there. He wasn't pushing for a move for those reasons. So, it's fine. It's a great move for Crystal Palace.
Yeah,
because I think if Gahey would have went, Glasner would have left, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Glasner apparently laid on the train tracks in front of Gahey, who was all packaged up nicely with a bow on top, heading to Liverpool.
This Glasner, empty fucking threats. It's because they didn't have a center back replacement for him, which they could have maybe gotten one in the latter stages of the window. But okay, Glasner, I'm sure you're gonna resign because you don't have one player out of your squad of 30. Get out of here. Get
well, do you hear what
out
apparently
here.
Gahey was at this workout class. He was convinced he had the move in place, and then they didn't tell him until after the window. It seems like a little bit of a disaster, but to Dan's point, I think Gahey is a consummate professional. He wore the armband for Palace, scores a goal, and then kind of is sliding to celebrate kind of his final contribution to this amazing club. And then game week 4, he's going to be starting and lining up with the armband again. So it's just really weird sliding doors moment.
That goal was
scored for England today too.
Yeah, he looks amazing.
Oh my goodness. Good for him. I mean, that goal was obscene that he scored.
I think safe to say Liverpool aren't going to get him next. I think there will be bigger clubs that come in for him next season. Do we agree on that? You think so?
Madrid? I mean, at this point, who's a bigger club than Liverpool apart from
oh shit,
Real Madrid?
Damn. Jeez,
I'm
serious. They're not the world champions. Just kidding. I almost had you guys. You see your faces? Oh my goodness!
You see this guy? This homer?
Connor almost logged off on that bad joke. Let's go to game week 4.
Liverpool's the one without center back options, though. Too. I'm a little bit worried about them.
Yeah, Liverpool. I mean, Konate.
They're short. At least a defender.
Yeah. Very bizarre. They're going to play Robertson there, left-sided center back, or change of formation if shit hits the fan. It could be dire, but for now, they have all the attacking output to hopefully outscore teams. So it'll be interesting to see how that progresses. All right, let's keep it moving here on to our game week 4 preview. We're just going to highlight a few matches, and then we're going to jump into at FPL_Hunt's Wildcard. Take some notes, boys.
All right, let's start with Sunderland traveling to the aforementioned Crystal Palace. I think Palace should be comfortable favorites here. I wish I had Ismail Assar fit and roaring to go for this one. And I think a lot of the template had planned to move maybe a Pedro Porro or another premium defender to Munoz in advance of this game. So what do we think? I think Palace get this done 2-1.
Yeah, I think Crystal Palace win this one, but I do think Sunderland are a much better team than people are giving them credit for. They've surprised me. A lot of people had them down for relegation, but I'm not seeing it right now. They spent really, really well in the summer, and I'm concerned about how good their squad is as a Wolves fan. So, they could get points here.
What do you think,
I think going into this week, we need to remind ourselves that this is the first international break, the week after the first international break, and things always go to shit. Like, it's always weird results.
Yeah. I thought it couldn't go worse.
Yeah, like if you think any game is a sure bet this week, you need to rethink things.
What's your prediction? You got one? You think Sunderland have a shocker in them?
Maybe like a 1-1. Even though I have Triple Palace, but
Okay. Speaking against your squad right now, that's not a good locker room strategy. Let's go to Wolves, traveling to Tyneside to face off against Newcastle. Oh, I want you to be happy here, Black Wolf. So I'm gonna mute my actual prediction and just say it's gonna be 2-0 to the hosts.
What do you actually think?
I think it's gonna be 3 or 4-0. Wolves, I'm very concerned about your club right now, Black Wolf. I'm sure you are too. Not a good way to start out of the gates. Not looking like they were ambitious enough in the transfer window. A lot of warning signs going off around the club right now, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it depends what version of them turn up. Because if you look at how we played in the first half versus City, for example, we were just as good as them. But then we just fall apart the second we concede one chance. But, I am concerned about Wolves. I am really, really strongly thinking we might get relegated this season. But our best 11, if we play as good as we can, are still a very, very good team. So if we turn up and if Newcastle have a bad game, we can take points here. We draw a lot with Newcastle, so I'm going to go for a draw.
What do you think, 1-1?
Yeah, I'm going to go for 1-1.
Yeah, I like your perspective. I will say Wolves need to start their best 11. I think Arias has to find a way to break into this starting 11.
That's the problem. The guy, I've been very patient with Vitor Pereira, and it's kind of, I'm losing my patience a little bit because he's not playing his best 11 and he's not playing the best players in their best positions. Arias is an amazing player. He's not playing his best position.
Is Strand going to play this game?
I don't know. I haven't heard any news of it. I'd be surprised if he's not fit.
He has to be fit. He's been off for 2 weeks.
Yeah, and it was a very minor injury. He was actually injured, but I also think part of it was the whole rumours to Newcastle thing. I'd be very surprised if he didn't play this game, especially because it's against Newcastle as well, and he'll want to prove a point. If he's fit, I'm starting him.
65 million.
Yeah. If he's fit, I'm starting him.
I think it's kind of proving himself to both of the clubs that are watching that match, right? It's like Wolves, like you made the right decision not selling me. Newcastle, where was that extra 5 million? You clearly had 25 extra to go for this Woltemade guy. So I like that perspective, Black Wolf. I disagree with your prediction, but I like your perspective.
The strong rumors, by the way, that we're going to give him a new contract in the next couple of weeks with a release clause in it.
2032. I heard something about that,
and it will have a release clause in it, no doubt.
What do you think? 100 mil?
I think it'll be 50, 55 million.
70 max. Yeah,
this is the new market. Don't look at me like I'm crazy. Fucking Woltemade with 23 goals has got almost 100 mil. In the Farmers League.
6'6" Messi. So
yeah, I'll tell you, prediction: he's not Messi. Confidently can say that.
Bold prediction.
Yeah,
here.
confident.
Nice.
Ooh, going really putting my neck out here.
Boldness.
Last but not least, Liverpool travel to Burnley. Now, we did give some love to Sunderland. Are we going to give the same love to Burnley, or are they sheeps going to the slaughter right now?
1-0 to Burnley.
Oh, you don't believe that. Say it with your chest, Black Wolf. Say it with your chest.
1-0 to Burnley.
Pretend like you're not captaining Salah this week.
Yeah, I am. I am. But 1-0 to Burnley. I'm just going to say it just for the fun of it.
No, 3-1 to Liverpool. 3-1
If it
to
actually
Liverpool.
happens, then it's
Yeah.
If it happens, we can crop that little bit of video and I look like a
Yeah,
genius.
that's
So
right.
1-0 Burnley.
You always do. Next to us, Black Wolf, you always do. Trust that. Trust the process. Let's go to the best matches in real life. The early kickoff this week should be a dandy. That's Nottingham Forest going to Arsenal. If Nuno was in charge, I think this is like a snooze fest. You wake up to take a early nap, but with Ange coming in, everything is on the table. I think Arsenal will win 2-1, but it should be a more fun contest than it would have been a week ago.
Where are my clean sheets for this NFO defense that I was promised? Oof,
it's not happening, bro.
Yeah,
it's been
Let
rough.
it go.
Never.
Fuck.
4-0 Arsenal.
Whoa.
I think they destroy them.
That. Yeah.
Wow.
Huh?
Wow. Okay. That pretty
is
bold.
spicy. That is like you put some extra sriracha into that sauce right there.
So Gyökeres is doing work then if they're scoring 3 or 4 goals then.
I actually mean that prediction too. I think it'd be 4-0.
It's not Gyökeres. It's like Timber, Brace, Rice.
Yeah, who's the Haaland?
or something
Eze?
stupid,
Yeah.
bro.
Will Eze start?
Right.
We'll see.
Yeah, you should.
I feel like
expect he will.
Yeah, he should, right?
it was interesting seeing Arteta get slashed and slogged a bit for not starting Eze in that Liverpool match. I feel like they focused on that a lot on the post game and stuff like that. It's like you got here 3 days ago. It was a big match versus Liverpool. We're not ready just to throw him in. Like I don't even know the dude's fitness. I don't know. I feel like it was
Well,
it
he
was
was
right for Arteta.
playing. Was playing. So
I think he might start this game because Madueke started both games for England during this international break.
Yeah, scored a
So
couple.
I think that's probably a good chance to bring in Eze to give Madueke a little bit of a rest. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
And
I
I
have
feel
no
like
idea.
if it's a low block from Forest, if they are going to just try and play on the counter, then you kind of want that creativity from Eze on the pitch. So for that link up play and whatnot. So it'll be interesting. I'm just impressed overall with all the signings for a lot of the top teams in the window. So just excited to see some of these new players bed in. Simons, especially too at Tottenham. João Pedro's off hit the ground running with Chelsea. It's pretty impressive so far. So very top.
all right, last but not least, the Manchester Derby. This is the kind of popcorn-worthy primetime match of the weekend. This has historically been a tighter game in the last couple of years than kind of you would expect based on their finishes in the table. But it's at Manchester City. I think if you have Haaland, you probably are captaining him. I think 3-2 to the hosts, but it's a fun watch. I think this could be where we get our goals and all our vitamins, so to speak. Connor, you got a lean in this game?
I don't know. I'm feeling United in this one. People always like when they're down on United, they suddenly do some weird performance, especially against City. Like they'll be up for this one. I don't know. 2-1 United.
Okay, you think the new goalie makes an instant impact? It sounds like.
Yeah, maybe I'm overplaying it, but
City following a loss typically have like a pretty sharp reaction, and the way that they lost that match versus Brighton was relatively surprising since they had a lot of chances early in the first half to score multiple goals, and then as Buck said, they fucked around and found out.
Black Wolf, do you have the stats from the friendly that was played, or the World Cup qualifier that was played, I think, earlier today? Haaland, I think he had an absurd return.
Yeah, you put me on the spot. But yeah, they scored 11 goals and Haaland scored 5 of them.
Yeah, I think he had 5 goals, 2 assists,
5 goals.
And a perfect 10.0 rating on Opta. I've never seen that before.
I mean,
in all my days.
They played
Perfect
Moldova,
10.
to be fair.
Unbelievable. So yeah, just the 7 returns. Cool day at the office for the robot.
This is pathetic, though, to score 11 goals and then to let up that 1 goal. You couldn't bagel them. You couldn't be 11-0. Pathetic by Norway. Get your shit together.
I do want to point out that I don't know all the details, but I did see that Mamouche came off injured for Egypt with a knee problem. I haven't heard anything else about that, but he might be out for the next game week.
Oh,
Yeah, for the
Marmaduke.
next several game weeks is what I'm
Is
seeing.
it?
I saw the clip. It was that was a
Yeah.
classic Bucks in my travel team days where I would just there was reckless abandon going in. There were studs. There was butts. There was legs. They were going everywhere.
Lordy.
All of them directed directly into the attacker's legs, and it
Ouch.
did not look good. Marmouche thought he could play on. I think 2 minutes later, he was like on the ground in agony, asking for the sub. So that's not a good sign ever. So, all right, I think with that, that's a game week 4 preview. We've talked a little bit about the transfer window, a little bit what you need to know about international break.
Break down the wildcard draft for at FPL Hunt. How many top 10K finishes do you have, Hunt?
I think 2. Because
2?
1 was like 10.5, and then last year was
All
bad.
right,
but,
so
yeah.
we'll say you have 3 top 10.5K finishes. But this man knows what he's doing. He's often contrarian. Let's jump in. We're going to put his wild card on screen here for the YouTube viewers. But Connor, why don't you run us through kind of your thoughts building this team and really what you're focusing on, especially since you used your bench boost in game week 1. You're obviously not having to build a wild card with, a lot of depth on the bench. So yeah, just walk us through kind of your approach to this wildcard window when a lot of other managers are maybe eyeing 7 onwards.
Yeah, that's the hard thing is I think we talked about it earlier in the pod. It's just like the lack of info, really. I mean, right now, I'll go through my team first. So Raya in goal, Dubravka on the bench, LaCroix and Richards, Gabrielle, Senesi, Rodon, and then Salah, Indai, Bruno, Gakpo, Paqueta, Gyökeres, Mateta, and Strand Larson. So the main reason I thought 4 was a good window was obviously the transfer window closes. We have the international break. And then also Salah had really good fixtures. So that was the reason I planned the wild card in the first place. Like game week 1, I didn't have Salah, but game weeks 4 and 5, he's easily the best captain. So wild card to bring him back in for Burnley Everton. Skip Holland. That was actually a closer debate. Like when I was looking through and planning the fixtures, because Holland has some good games coming up. 6, he's like a necessity for Burnley, right? But right now my plan is free hit in 6 for Holland. Start with Salah and just bank a bunch of transfers. And yeah, if you're on wildcard right now, anyone listening, I would have some plan for 1 to have Holland in 6 and then Salah for the next 2 weeks.
And I want to just shout out, you have double Crystal Palace and double Arsenal defense. I think that's probably one of the major reasons. You could tell me if I'm wrong, that you're wildcarding to get that double Arsenal defense. Because I think come game week 6, you're already tripled up on Arsenal with this wildcard draft. Many managers are going to be striving and using free transfers just to get 1 or 2 in. And you've already kind of solidified your 3. So I like that.
Yeah, it's like a pro and con of wildcarding in 4 because I have all these things in place, but things change. I mean, that'll be after like another international break in 8 as well, like when Arsenal's run starts and someone could get injured. Maybe Eze is an option. So yeah, maybe I have less flexibility with that, but I really wanted to start 3. Like I could still put in Virgil or downgrade someone because the Arsenal defenders, it's not like they get as much def con. So maybe they're not as good of an option. But I mean, Gabriel still has goal threat. The clean sheets are just by far, in a way, like the best in the league. So
yeah, I love that you have a few of these def con guys in there as well. I think LaCroix is one of my transfer targets in this week. I'm just going to burn all my transfers like Bucks did last season, every week just making transfers. But I do rate that you've gone with a couple of those guys that you could start in any match that they play, hopefully pick 3 or 4 points. I think that's like the only good thing that I've done this season is have like Anderson from Fulham. It's like, got me a 4-pointer. He's like my highest scorer in my fucking team. But, it's a meat and potatoes 4-pointer. I'll take it.
Yeah, I'd probably have LaCroix over Munoz, because Munoz, the attacking threat, it's great in the good fixtures, but then LaCroix, you just play him in every freaking game, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that. I like that take. And I also think, Gabrielle offers the two-way option that maybe, someone like Virgil and Ray and 8 Nori do it too. But, maybe someone like a Frimpong is more of like a pick just for offense kind of thing. So I like the way that you structure this.
So
Talk
tell me
to
a
us
little bit
about the
more.
Gakpo pick. I want to center on that.
Yeah, Gakpo
I
and
think that was a
and
big one,
Paquetá.
yeah.
Both of those are interesting.
Okay, we'll go Gakpo first. I mean, obviously Burnley and then Everton are just amazing fixtures. And then I was really looking into starting with Ekitike, even though some people will call that crazy. I just don't think Isak is starting Game Week 4. I mean, he literally has no minutes. But I ended up leaning Gakpo as the second pick. One, because I just think it's a little more likely, even after Isak starts, that Ekitike would be the one to miss out. I know it's possible, like it could be Isak plus Ekitike, maybe Wirtz on the left. So that's also possible. But I just it's more likely in my head that Gakpo would continue starting on the left. And then I needed a route to Palmer in 9. So that was the main thing, was having a slot. And that slot, I guess, could be Semenyo. Maybe he's safer. He is another option I was looking at. But just, I needed someone to be a cash cow. So another thing in my plan was like Palmer from Gakpo in 9 and then downgrading a forward. And yeah, because you guys talked about I don't have bench boost anymore, so I could maybe have more fodder on the bench. And forwards are just like, it's just a dumb position. Like the routes to points. Yeah, it's pretty rough.
So in
maybe
in this scenario, you're looking at probably downgrading Mateta to a 4-5 or thereabouts to get Gakpo up. So I'm just kind of curious, like why we're stashing Strand Larson as well. Like, would you be better off just having a 4-5 on your bench now and then using that?
I was looking into
money?
a couple different options. The biggest thing was just rotation of fixtures. So that was like my first instinct too, is like why even have the bench option? It basically looks like a bench boost draft. But
a little bit, yeah.
When you plug it into FPL Team or whatever, FPL Review, and you check the fixtures, like there's a lot of weeks where like defenders have a shitty fixtures. Paqueta has Liverpool, Ndai has Liverpool, and you kind of need to rotate. And then Strand, he has Leeds at home. He have Sunderland and Burnley coming up. So it was just yeah. Like if I downgraded someone, it'd probably be
6-point
Mateta,
fixtures
honestly.
for Wolves.
Yeah, those
like,
are huge
those are must
fixtures
win
for Wolves.
Yeah, I mean, Stranded, I just rate him so highly. Like last year, I had him for his brace. Like he did the points last year, 14 goals. He's just a great player.
He did the damn points. Yeah. Love it.
And then let's talk about Paqueta, because I think that's the natural next landing spot. Yeah,
I mean, open play threat, kind of iffy. I feel like it's just at the price point. Like other players I was considering, like I mentioned, Semenyo, Reindeer. I mean, options are kind of limited. I guess like the Brighton mids, but that sounds like painful.
Ugh, fuck Brighton.
Yeah.
I mean, Paqueta is nailed. He's on pens.
Yeah,
he's also on a lot of set pieces, and he gets on. So
he's essentially Bruno light, is what he is. He's on a bad team, but he plays 90. He's got some avenues to points. He hits some bangers every now and then. So it's interesting. I mean, he's got 2 goals in 3 matches. Bucks.
I tried to go against it, but I feel like
I'm going to say that he is not Bruno light. I watch a lot of the Premier League, and
but for
he should be on suspension for the next rest of his life. And Bruno is probably one of the best.
Who like for 6 million or less is a pick?
Yeah, that's kind of the conundrum here, because you already use the bench boost. So I'm kind of like, I just feel like you should pick a cheaper guy. It seems like you have a lot of premium options on the bench. I mean, Senesi is someone I would be playing most game weeks. So I just feel like Paqueta is the easy one to kind of lose, and maybe you just go KDH but again, I can't question you because whatever you decide tends to end up 5 to 12 points higher than me at the end of the game.
I'm
So
open to stuff. This isn't set
I
in
think
stone.
Paqueta, listen,
yeah.
if West Ham stay with Potter, they're a team that, similar to Wolves, I have very low expectations for. So I think that Paqueta kind of had his 2 moments this season already, and we might not hear from him again for the next 6 to 8 game weeks. Just because West
his
Ham
numbers
suck,
were
and
like
until they fire
1 in 5,
Potter,
even with Pence.
Yeah.
For goals.
I mean, I would say at 6 million, like I'd also be considering Dango potentially.
I like Dango
on that rotation. Yeah.
So I would say Dango. The fixtures are worse,
guy. Yeah, you're gonna rotate.
There's just no good one.
I would try and figure out a way to get to Grealish, honestly, or Kudus. You don't have any Spurs.
Kudus,
so I kind of like the Spurs.
0 shots. He's got
I'm not
negative
going
XG.
Kudus.
Negative
It's worse
XG
than
over
Paqueta.
the first couple games. Yeah, terrible. I mean, obviously he's got
guys.
assists,
we're talking with it's of course small margins, right, at this point in the season. But
I'd like my player to take more than
Rob
one shot
Sanchez
in 3
jumps
matches.
and lifts his correct arm, Paqueta has no open play returns and just has the penalty. So
that
what
was
we're talking about.
Penalties are great.
I think
cool.
he's literally just a pick for Pence. So
I can't question you too much. You hear I'm couching my criticism. If this was Brian's draft, all right, we would have the propane tank out. All right, we'd have Black Wolf would break out his smoker, and we'd be going hog wild right now. But I can't question you. You have Ballard. You got the Ballard.
I'm going to wildcard a more Bucks Wild approach than normally.
I can't wait to see it.
I started very template, and I'm definitely going to be going with some kind of outfield picks. But very strong team. Obviously, I would say anybody who does wildcard, like you just want to predict your next 6 weeks. Look at the team. He's doing a lot of the ins and outs. So if you're going to put your nerd alert on, get the planning glasses out and try and project what your transfers are and whatnot. But pretty strong. I like it. I think no city would just make me a little queasy. But you can easily get to reindeer if he fires off again or whatever. But
or Bob,
you're gonna have Holland in a couple games.
It'll be free hit. I think Burnley's the danger fixture for sure.
Yeah, and that's game week 6 while you're a free hit. So nice. All right, Bucks. I overran Black Wolf. Any last parting thoughts on this wild card?
No, I love this wild card draft. I like the idea of having a strong bench, even though he doesn't have bench boost, because we've seen so many injuries lately. Fixture rotation is really good. I messed around with a draft myself, and it wasn't too dissimilar to this, apart from I did start with Haaland over Salah. And I do rate Munoz really, really highly. If I was going to go double Crystal Palace defense, I would definitely have Munoz and LaCroix. But again, it's Connor, so Chris Richards is going to get a headed goal next game, guaranteed.
We'll see.
I mean,
we'll see.
Especially because if Ismaila Sarr is injured, I think they're going to rely on Munoz's attacking threat a lot more than they usually do.
He's going to be much more involved. I agree.
And he's already in the box. He's terrifying not to own. So if I was going to go double Palace defense, I'd 100% have him.
It's also not like he doesn't get any DEFCON.
Yeah.
As basically a winger.
He's basically going to play second striker, I would expect, based on the way that team is setting up. So
the rest of the team I love, though. I do like Strand Larsen as a third attacker because Wolves do have good fixtures, and he's our main focal point at this point. We have just signed a 5.5 million forward.
Yeah, Thule, right?
He hasn't got any minutes yet. I have no idea how good he is, but no, if he fights his way into the team, that's one to watch for later wildcarders because he's a whole million cheaper. Just want to call that out.
All right.
Yeah, love it.
I think we've given Connor some love. Now, let's see if Connor can give that love back to some questions from the hashtag FPL community. It's time. Probably Brian's favorite segment, just because we get to say mailbag. Brian?
Mailbag.
There you go.
Dive into the hashtag FPL community questions. Thanks for hitting us up on social. I've been a little bit out of the loop on the socials, but we're going to fire that back up once we're on the other side of this podcast. So thanks to everyone who hit us up with questions across X, especially. I know I've been trying to post on the other platforms too, so keep engaging with us when we call for questions. Let's dive in. So an interesting one from at Barrister FPL. Jeremy in New York wants to know who are the best midfielders on free hit 4. not named Mo. So Mo Kudus is not on the menu.
Go for it, Connor. You take this first.
All right. I mean,
nobody likes my
pretty
Mohamed
easy.
Kudus joke. He's talking about Salah. Okay, I'll get to it. Jesus.
I think
shame.
Gakpo, Wirtz, like the Liverpool boys, easily. Semenyo, Ndai against Villa. Villa looked kind of trash. Not gonna lie.
Oh, Villa. That's why
Yeah.
Bucks
Glad I have
such
three
a
of
shit
them.
season to start to. What happened to this Villa team? What in the world is going on? What a letdown. They look good in preseason.
I mean, maybe they'll get it together. I mean, they signed some good people, so.
Did they? I
Bums.
must have missed that.
Oh,
Connor,
Elliot,
so you're putting
Elliot's
your
good.
flag down?
Elliott's
Ndai
good.
is your
Well,
Ndai
yeah,
is your guy?
Ndai is my pick. Grealish is good too, obviously, but it's just like the goal threat. Like Grealish is the assister, Ndai is the goal threat, and he has pens, so it's just kind of easy to me.
I was
Dan?
accused last season of being on the fence all the time, and so Bucks, I'm going to make you proud here. I'm going to say Yeremy Pino at Crystal Palace. If Sarr is injured, I would have him on my free
Wow.
hit.
Dan, this spicier version of you, it's
Like
like
it.
you've upgraded from
There we go.
butter chicken to Vindaloo. I love it.
Yeah,
There we go.
what
You're
Pinot
making
have
the
you been
homeland
drinking?
proud.
My goodness.
Exactly.
Lost in the sauce.
I saw his cameo in the last game. He looks insanely good. I've got my eyes on him because if he fights his way into that 11, he looks damn good.
Where
So
did he come from again?
Somewhere in the
His
Spanish
mama.
league.
I was gonna say, I think it's
His mama.
insane comment.
All
All right, Brian, you got a pick here?
Nah, man, don't listen to me. I'm
You're
having a
checked
shit
out.
start
All
to the
right.
season. I'm
Fuck off.
He
checked out.
came,
I'll give a
he
pick.
came from Villarreal. I just want to say that. He came
Villarreal.
from Villarreal. He's a very
I
good
think-
player.
Garnacho is going to have his moment in game week 4 for Chelsea. I think he's going to start on the left. This is as spicy as I can get without trying to not be a total homer. I think he will be heard from FPL. But if it's a non-Chelsea player that you need to get you off the sheets here, I am going to go with Oscar Bob. He's going to have
Wait
a
for
double
it.
return for Manchester City in the
Oh,
Manchester
nice.
Derby.
That's a punt. He's looked pretty good so
4.5
far.
Oscar Bob.
million. With
Yep.
Marmouche injured, I think he's now pretty much nailed. He's almost been nailed so far. As good as it
Two-
gets for Oscar Bob owners.
Jeremy's using his
Two-
free hit to get Oscar Bob.
Yeah,
You
Yeah,
can't use the
that's what he
word
wants.
nailed for Man City. No
Yeah,
chance.
this
But he's always
Book
got
it.
the 2 first names. Always a crowd pleaser. So
Yeah.
Oscar and Bob. I don't know.
Let's keep it
who
going.
else- Is there anybody on Tottenham that tempts you because they play West Ham? Do you think they rebound after the Bournemouth loss, or
I
It's
don't.
West- you know.
Xavi's kind of a wait and see, right? And then there's no one else for in the mid slot.
I was thinking
Or
maybe
Johnson.
like maybe a striker as a free hit. I guess that's midfielder and striker, but
No, I
How
think
do
I'd
we
rather
know
have
who's
Mateta.
even gonna play?
I'd rather have Mateta than Richarlison,
Yeah.
I think.
nice. All right, let's go to the next question, Bucks. What do we got?
Okay, we got a question from hashtag FPLUSA's own Yogesh Iyer. I am reeling at 8.3 million OR. Don't worry, you're right next to Brian. You can keep each other warm. Quite a nightmare start to the season, and he has triggered his wild card. So can we just share Connor's wild card 4 with a long pause afterwards and his upcoming transfer plans so that he can copy and paste it? Connor, you like this idea or no? Should we hide some parts?
You want to be the new FPL Harry? We'll just be NPCs and copy your team.
Oh my god. See, this is why we can't get any good finish anymore, because like the top 10k is just Harry clones.
Yeah, I think
This
he
is
has
a
like
new meta.
4,000.
5,000
Oh my
clones.
God.
Insane.
So
No
we're
way.
we're looking for
You're fucking
5,001 this year. Okay.
Yeah, they
I
did
didn't
it.
know
They
was
did it.
that high.
Yeah, he did an analysis, and he has 5,000 clones. So we're basically up against 5,000 Harrys to finish in the top 5k.
That's great. The best I will finish then is
Stupid game.
5,000.
He's like voodoo luck. bro.
5,004.
Wow. That's
Luckily, he's doing booty cheeks to start the season, so that's good at least.
yeah. I mean, how many top 5K finishes in a row? Top 10K finishes.
He's like
five or
number
six?
one manager of the past 5 years or something.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because our group chat, we've had him on the pod before. He's a good guy, but he at least sometimes he'll acknowledge that he's lucky. But when it just keeps happening, you're like, how does he keep getting away with it?
Of course.
Of course.
And he just got married, so the guy's
Shout out
living the
Paz.
dream right now. I'm not going to slag him too much. Let's go to Nihal, aka at FPL Masala. Shout out to Toronto, which will be one of the host cities for the World Cup next season. Nihal, we might all be crashing on your couch based on how the ticket release lands. He's asking, to Spurs or not to Spurs? Kind of similar to what Connor was just asking. The next 4 game weeks look juicy to jump on, but who to jump on from an attacking perspective?
Away West Ham, away Brighton, home Wolves, away Leeds. So they do have 3 away fixtures, but then they follow that with Villa at home and Everton away. It's a nice
next
run of
stretch
6
is good.
fixtures for sure. So, I have Pedro Porro. I'm happy to hold him, but the attackers, we just don't know who's going to emerge yet, right? So I feel like it's a wait and see still.
I think you can wait till game week 6 when they're at home to Wolves. Sorry, go ahead.
I was talking to Jamie about it, and he's on Wildcard too. Jamie Piggott, Football is Life, and he has
FPL
Xavi
champion
and Van de Ven, but he's obviously biased.
Yeah,
as a Spurs fan.
I don't know.
Like,
I think Johnson is the attacking pick.
But
probably
you don't know
everyone...
if he's even gonna play. Like they could play Kolo Muani and Richie up top.
Ugh.
Yeah,
that would be surprising.
I think
but
Brennan Johnson, he's the prototypical Ange Postecoglou player, and now Thomas Frank has kind of actually told him how to do football stuff, not just run fast. So
yeah, but if he doesn't play,
I mean, I think he's
the minutes,
and the fixtures.
Basically, Nihal has said the next 4 game weeks look juicy. I disagree. I think they only look juicy from game week 6. And I think at that point you'll have more information.
Yeah.
Okay. Black Wolf,
I feel like whoever you have,
controversial today, and I like it.
I don't think that's controversial.
Yeah. All right, next question.
West Ham stink. So I think it's a interesting risk to take. If you're going to risk it.
You say that, Bucks, and then we look at our bank accounts from game week 3, and they stuck it in us. This NFO debaucherous performance in the last 20 minutes. They stuck it in us. Then they took out whatever they wanted.
I'm not giving validity to that statement.
I'm just
we
saying,
always
you're
win
slagging
here.
off
We don't
West
lose.
Ham. They just fucking gave them the business. So
yeah, well, they conceded to Callum Wilson.
From...
Color me surprised if that happens again.
My Cayman fan Matt wants to know, what is more essential at the moment, having a Palace attacker or defender? Connor?
Defender. Easily.
Defender.
And how would you rank their 3 defenders?
LaCroix, Munoz, Richards, Gahey. Yeah, in that order, probably.
And little Tarek Mitchell last.
Yeah, I mean, no thanks.
Not a pick.
Wow, that's listen, I think no one's going to challenge Connor saying LaCroix over Munoz.
I've already said I think Munoz number 1, LaCroix number 2, Guehi number 3, Richards number 4.
Depends on who they're getting rid of too, right? I guess it's money saying.
Yeah.
Yes, Brian, you mentioned
LaCroix
price rises. Munoz is very close to a price rise. I don't think it's going to happen tonight at time of recording, but I think it will happen tomorrow.
Nice.
So
for me,
on Wednesday,
I have Milankovic, right, for the Nottingham Forest center back. He's done dick all season. I'm very much eyeing up Milankovic to Munoz. Kind of.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Well, there isn't, but we would like points, not
20-25 bucks.
All right, I'm just getting screwed here, left, right, and center on this episode. Let's go to friend of the program. He's my buddy in London, a Spurs fan as well, at Bob Angle. He's asking, when is the right time to start playing those chippy chips? He still has all 4, but he has a shaky defense, dead spot as his 5th midfielder, and Ollie Watkins, and only 1 free transfer. What do you think? Free hit or wild card?
I'm going to be controversial again. I think the time playing chips is so much less important this season than it has been ever before, is my honest opinion. With the amount of transfers you get, the amount of chips you have, I think play the chips when it makes sense for your team. Like, I honestly can't see an optimal. I mean, Connor, you're probably going to disagree, but I honestly don't see an optimal strategy for chips this season. I really
It's
don't.
a wash. But I mean, he
For
already
the first half of
has
the season. First 19 game weeks. It's.
I think
all
he has
up
a
in the
good
air,
team. Bob, you're being a little
Yeah, I
dramatic
agree.
here.
I'm
No
with Buck, 'cause
transfers
he already
needed.
has.
Just play 3-4-3.
Yep.
Easy.
Would you make a move, Connor, with this team that you're seeing?
You need to start holding transfers. Start hoarding them, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's the right advice from Connor, who's, again, what, 7-time top 10K? You were getting top 10K when you were in diapers. Come on, man.
I would call out that there are some fixture swings around game week 6 or 7. So like that's when I'm potentially looking to wild card to get in kind of City and Arsenal assets since I'm burning through all my bleeping transfers. So like that's a window. Some people are looking at wild card 12 or 13 later on, but like free hit is just like I kind of wanted to save it until my team's in the absolute gutter, which it kind of is right now. But there are weeks like, for example, like Connor is coming off of he's going into his wild card, but he had 5 injuries in your team the last
yeah, it was
like,
a fucking
week or
nightmare,
two?
bro.
Yeah, so
yeah, you needed
it would
to.
be
So
nice
you planned
to
it,
have
but
that.
also it worked out.
Yeah, but it would be
Well,
nice
it's
to
'cause
have those chips just in case.
I used 2 free transfers, but I was planning on having 3 free transfers.
Yeah.
Because of the
something will
injuries,
always come up is the moral of the story. So, all right, and then FPL Big Apple, aka Alex, also asking about chips. Was planning to free hit, but now I'm cooling on the idea. I mean, in the past he knows himself, and he would just take a -4, but
Yeah,
don't take hits.
he loves the
Don't
Bucks
take
wild
hits.
moves
Do
more
it.
than I do, maybe.
I'm putting his team.
Just
on
roll.
team. Yeah, that team needs one transfer, in my opinion. I would take out Nico. Does he have any money in the bank? He hasn't said that.
He has 0.1 million.
Don't know.
I cropped it.
I would rather free hit next week
Yeah.
because Holland has the worst fixture, and then you can get Salah next week. But I mean,
Sound
City
advice.
could score a couple.
I kind of would just start De Kuiper over Cunha or start Adingra, kind of go against the field against Palace and just roll. So you have more flexibility when you use more chips.
I mean,
Well,
have you
I do.
heard on Cunha? What's his story?
He's in trouble. He's muscle injury.
No. Well,
He's
then what-
he's
just-
in individual training already though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
He's
But
not
he might
far
have
off.
the
heart.
lap is also I don't know. These hammy injuries in
Yeah.
the NBA I
risky.
think they're scarier than they are it seems like in soccer, but that's strange to me.
Regardless, he's got Adingra and De Kuiper. Just play those two. I would.
Well, Adingra, do we even know if he's going to start? Because I think LaFay came in last game. So I would just
Took
look
the
into
pen,
that. But
right?
Yeah.
Lafay.
yeah.
He's their talisman, the Lafitte guy. Lafay.
But yeah,
Lafitte.
De Kuiper's there, so you can just.
Yeah, so I have De Kuiper. I'm moving him this week, but I
Good
think
move getting the Brighton guy, Brian. We only spent the last
I know,
2
I
seasons
know.
saying how we hate them. So
Yeah.
way to listen
I
to
would
ourselves.
just rip out Cunha and just get another fun midfielder in, and then you're fine. Like, even
Yeah.
though Nico Williams has been underwhelming, you don't have to start him every week, so you can rotate him with the other defenders. But, like, having 8 million midfielder on the bench with a hamstring injury, it's like, if he comes back, is he going to start 90? No. He's probably going to be ramped up to, like, get loose and exercise it. So it's too much money into a slot where I'd rather have somebody exciting. Like,
I agree. Like Semenyo.
I like the risk it with maybe like Eze or risk it with go like total differential. That's how Big Apple likes to play.
yeah,
So
that's true.
All right,
He's that kind of player.
The final question is probably for you, Bucks, because it's from Graham Atty, who asks, I am thinking of binning Johnson and have 5.3 million in the bank. Who would you be targeting? I already have Bumo, Gakpo, Rudolph the Reindeer, and Semenyo. I fear Johnson will not be a starter, so I'm happy to bin his ass.
no, I would
You've just
make sure you
praised Johnson.
don't get your Johnson stuck in the bin as it slams shut. I would keep him in your team for at least one more game week. Sorry, Graham. I know that could be graphic for you down under, but it was also pretty graphic what I did to your bank account at the end of last season based on off podcast
Shots
wager.
Fired. Shots fired.
So,
He's a United
I will
fan,
see you
so
and host you for many beers come the World Cup, Graham, to make up for it.
He's a
So,
good lad.
hopefully you follow my advice. Good fella. Any
you
other
are gonna
questions
move
we
him-
have?
I mean, what has he got? He's got 12 million to play with.
He doesn't have Salah.
Yeah.
He's praying this week, remember?
I mean, he's got Gakpo. Yeah, Verts is not. There was a world where I'm like, oh, maybe Verts and Gakpo could be your Salah replacement in your team type of move, but I'm growing impatient with Verts. All right, I would say.
Can I ask a question before we get out of the mailbag?
We got to give him at least one alternative. Who would he bring in? So everybody, lightning round.
I mean, he's getting rid of Johnson and he has 5.3. So how much does he have to spend?
It's like
You can go
13 million. He has
15
Bruno
million.
already.
No, he has
doesn't
Bruno,
have-
not
Yeah, he-
Bruno.
I would probably
Bruno.
just probably get Bruno. It's not a sexy pick.
4 points this week.
Yeah.
He's a Manchester United supporter. Then you can have double pain when they fucking lose to City 4-0.
Yeah.
Bruno's got like a floor of 4 points though, it seems, unless he misses a fucking penalty.
Oh,
but
Yeah,
God. Dan,
Oh my
the
God.
penalty miss at breakfast. The penalty miss at breakfast.
ruined my breakfast.
I know.
Then you like
Right there, Dan.
pre-celebrate
I like that.
once the pen comes in. Oh my god.
No, actually, we were going through a moment where we were like, "Oh wait, we both own him." I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know you owned Bruno." And we like went back and forth, and then by the time that we put our coffees down to look at the tiny phone screen, it missed the pen, skied it to fucking Mars. So
Yeah, you were both angry texting me after that. I like that a lot.
Goodness, All
Connor,
right.
can I ask, what does the model say? You're going back to Salah. You were on Holland. From what I'm seeing from on the field and then kind of what's validating in the advanced stats seems to be that Holland is much more involved than Salah. Can you just, what's the model saying? What are you feeling with the next fixtures?
I use Review and I use Sertop's new site Solio. And
Yeah,
in Solio
Solio.
you can edit like how much of the goals per game. And then I was looking back on Salah and like his bad form from last year, he was still getting like around 1 in 3 goals or expected goals per game. So then you add penalties, and he's still like rivaling Holland for a top option.
Extra
but yeah,
point for each goal, the clean sheet point potential. I hear you, but you have
Exactly.
conviction that the way that you've entered the data into the model, Salah right now is the better pick.
I do like Holland more a little bit. The only reason I'm going the Salah route is because I have no free transfers. And then with all the book transfers and things that could happen, it's just like one thing goes wrong and I'm fucked.
Yeah, I hear you.
And
Okay.
yeah, because originally I was planning like a bunch of Holland stuff looking into it, and I was just like, oh, it's just not an option. But I guess if you're wildcarding or if you're looking into it, like Holland's great.
Do you expect that Holland's going to be more of a differential coming out of game week 4 than he was even to start the season with the Burnley fixture?
Well, people are buying him more and more, and especially if he keeps scoring, and then game week 6 Burnley, if he does like a Hattie, I think Salah is honestly at some point going to be more of a differential. I mean, he doesn't have to do much. He didn't do shit the first 3 games. He literally, and he still
that was my feeling too.
But he still got points. And I think people are a little bit
Points are good.
Yeah, I think people are a little bit like overreading the first 3 games because I mean they weren't great fixtures. That's why I didn't even start with them.
Yeah,
I
I think people are a little jaded, right? Because they like Bruno gets that last minute penalty against Burnley in game week 3, and people were like, "Oh, it's so lucky." And then Salah gets the late returns in game week 1 and game week. That's why these guys are premium assets. I mean, not only are they excellent players, but they're absolutely nailed Iron Men that stay on the pitch. So there's a reason they're popular picks and they're priced that way. So you get the points when you're available to get the points, kind of thing.
Yep.
I think game week 6 is an easy week to jump off. So we have 2 weeks to evaluate more. If he doesn't do anything against Burnley, Everton, maybe it's just the new normal. So
okay.
All right.
I just wanted to get you on the record there. Thank you for going into a little detail with us there.
Now I'm going to transition us to transfer plans and captaincy shouts. We've already taken Connor's wildcard preview into account, but you are going to be captaining who this week, Connor?
Salah, yeah.
Salah. Is it Salah across the board? Gotta be, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Keep it simple,
Stay with the crowd. Yeah, that's what I should have told myself last week, Bucks, when I could have captained Bruno instead of Chris fucking Wood. But here we are.
Don't look at me.
If I was on
had
last week,
nothing
I
to
would
do
have
with
told
that.
you too.
To do Bruno.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at least I owned him, so I couldn't sink to 10 million overall. But let's go to Dan, transfer plans, and what you're thinking for your team.
Yeah, so I'm gonna most likely free hit 6. So I'm gonna take out Williams because I don't like Forest defense, and I'm gonna free hit 6 anyway. I'm gonna take out Williams. I'm gonna put in a Crystal Palace defender, probably Munoz, and then I'm just gonna, if Sarr is not fit, I'm just gonna bench him, and I can play either Dewsbury Hall or Van der Ven or someone like that. I'm fine playing a
Nice.
4 across the back or a not great midfielder rather than take a second transfer.
Yeah,
I already have Mateta in place. I have Anderson, who plays Leeds at home. I have Pedro Porro, Munoz, Fernandez, Wirtz, Salah. So I think I have a good team.
Looks good. Yeah, no need
like
to
it.
take a hit or anything crazy. I'll do mine very quickly. I am moving De Kuiper out because, like I told Bucks a week or two ago, Brighton are on the ban list. No more Brighton players this whole season. Fuck them. I'm bringing in LaCroix, just getting that everyday starter in. No transfers being rolled. It's dire straits around here, but I'll be happy to hopefully get a 4-pointer plus in that Sunderland match.
1-1, 9 DEFCON.
No,
it's
you're
happening,
wishing
bro.
for more
Yep.
pain here.
Yeah, why would
I'm gonna
you
go-
say something like, I always support you, Connor, and then you
No, I
put
have
that
them
into the
too.
ether.
I just
It's
feel
not a
like it might
two-way
happen.
street. It's not a two-way street. The love fest is all one direction here.
I know. I come to San Diego, I shower him with fried chicken and beer, and this is how he treats me. Puts my transfer
You're nothing,
plans
Brian.
into
You're
the
nothing to a
trash can.
top manager like Connor.
Yeah.
I'll go last. I'll close this out. I'm split. I'm either going to go Konza to LaCroix because Villa look terrible and I should never have had a triple up on those frauds, or I will go the much more chalky move, which is Milenkovic to Munoz. Kind of leaning towards the latter, but I could actually see myself playing Milenkovic in certain game weeks, whereas I think it'll be hard pressed for me to start and trust Konza and the Villa defense for at least the next long while. So those are my two options, and I'll be captaining Salah, like we all said.
Yo, it's crazy that you've been like starting triple Villa and just getting.
I haven't been starting them because
4.
Konza got the silly red card, so that he did the business for me in game week 2, and then I totally lost faith. Though he's been rooted to my bench, so
Yeah,
I'll figure my way out of this Villa conundrum.
Yeah, and right now I think you and I both own Watkins. It's just like, I guess we're just going to hold him and hope that he comes good until he makes way
I have
for
Watkins
Gyökeres,
and
is
Rodgers,
what
so
I'm thinking.
I'm like, I could not be more invested in this team that I never root for. So
Yeah,
I don't know
who they
why I
have
did
this
that
week?
to myself.
Who are they even playing?
Everton away.
Everton away. So
Ooh.
I know a lot of managers are saying the fixtures are great for Villa. I mean, I think we need to accept the fact that away matches, and especially with this thin attack that Villa now have, Everton away is a tough match. I don't see them getting
I
so
think
much
they're getting
joy
smacked, bro.
there. Yeah, I gotta start them because I gotta take it on the chin. But I'm probably also free hit 6, so that will inform if I move off Milenkovic.
Nice. All right. That's a pod, boys. Thank you very much for joining us, the Fab Four here. We want to make sure to shout out our hashtag FPL community members, and especially those in the hashtag FPL USA community. So thanks for coming on, Connor. We appreciate you. Tell the listeners where to find you on the X socials and
social.
Where they can rip off your team when you post it, so they can be Harry 2.0.
FPL_hunt on X, and
Boom.
Yeah.
Love it. Thanks for coming on, man. We appreciate you.
I think he's cooler. He's cooler. Look at this guy. Effortless swag. He's just dominating, dunking on the three of us in our mini leagues, in the group
Look at this
chats,
haircut, bro.
in the
Look
rank.
at this fucking just suave San
Too
Diego
handsome.
vibes haircut. Just living life, crushing FPL. 97
Whose
points.
closet
game
is
week
that?
1.
That's what
Dude,
we
the
really need to
glazing
know.
doesn't stop in
Are
here.
those your
Good
your
stuff.
clothes?
Well, I'm at work.
There you
so-
go.
That's stuff we
Snuck
make.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Snuck-
didn't realize
snuck
they let
away.
you wear that at Krispy Kreme.
Nah, man. No, Connor hooked me up with a couple of the sample items. You know,
I
from
should have
his,
got like
fashion
double
company.
XL, bro. I was trolling.
Oh, yeah.
You're
One of-
six-
I'll be back. One of them fit, the other two did not. But the donation pile.
What did he
will,
get you? A
hopefully
youth
help
large?
somebody in need. Yeah, basically. I'm one of
Brian's
those.
actually-
So
Yeah.
In case the listeners don't
time,
believe it, you are the biggest member of our podcast. I'm the daddiest. I have the
Bro,
biggest.
when I saw him and he's like 6'5", I had to look
He's
up. and see him,
gigantor.
bro. It's like,
Yeah, he's a big dude. That's why
basketball
we're a
player,
good
man.
matchup on the basketball court, right, Brian?
Yeah, that's right. You got a bigger ass though than me, Bucks. You know how to box
Ain't
out.
that
so.
the truth?
all right, we
Yeah,
gotta end the
kinda.
pod after that.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Follow us
Thanks
on
so much.
social, FPL USA Press Play, wherever you do your FPL news consumption, whether it's X, Blue Sky, IG. We're also on YouTube. We're looking to really grow, and we're targeting 100 subscribers by the time the second IB. Small stretch goals here. So we'd love if you join and follow us along our journey of FPL this season. So far, it's been mostly pain. The joy and the celebrations, they are absolutely coming. Connor, thank you for joining us, for giving your time, for cooking up an excellent Game Week 4 wildcard draft. For Bucks, Black Wolf, and Brian, green arrows to the entire community, except the Harry clones. You guys deserve some red arrows.